Okay, so I wanted to show how you can run your 24 volt charger off of a battery bank in your vehicle and still have it charged by your vehicle. Now, I tried doing this with isolators, many diode configurations. I'm an electrician. I know a lot about batteries and electricity, but I couldn't figure out a diode scenario where this would allow 12 volt charging and a 24 volt output. So maybe some electrical engineers out there can tell me if that's possible, but here's what I did to get around this. So I have a diagram for you guys too. So we have two sets of batteries here, 12 volt. These are wired in series here for 24 volt. These are wired in series here for 24 volt. And then they're both sets are jumped in parallel, okay? To get my truck to charge this 24 volt setup, I have a 20 amp rated 12 to 24 volt. We call it a buck boost in the electrical industry, but I'm sure this is all electronic way of boosting voltage. So this takes a 12 volt input from the truck and gives me a 24 volt output. So I have two sets of batteries, and I'm running 24 volt off of these. They're charging 24 volt with a 12 volt input from the truck. I then have, I think this is number six wire. Previously I had 10, but the voltage drop was too much over the distance I had. So I got number 6 wire run. I just have it through my tonneau cover brackets over to an XT90. And yes, that was not fun to solder on there, but I did it. So I also have a charge controller here that I use when I run that solar module over there. That'll put about 10 amps, 10 amps or so back into the batteries. So I wanted to show you this for anybody that wants to try it out, because I made this fancy little diagram for you. So this is my setup. If this makes sense, we have 4 12 volt batteries. Each group is wired in series. So when you wire these in series, positive to negative, you will get, sorry, it keeps focusing on my hands. You'll get 24 volt off the positive and negative of this battery, negative and positive, sorry. And the same thing here. So these are 2 separate 24 volt setups. So 4 batteries, each 2 wired in series, and then they are paralleled together. So I have 24 volt here, 24 volt here. And I did that just because 2 batteries just really wasn't enough for the amount of flying I do, without running the truck a ton. You know, the alternator on the truck is good for 120 amps on this truck. So it's obviously regulated. It's not going to put 120 into the batteries, but it'll recharge pretty good. So here's the 12 volts coming from the truck into that buck boost I showed you up there. And that buck boost up there is double-sided taped to the batteries. So 24 volt in, or 12 volt in, 24 volt out, coming over to feed the batteries, feeds these 2 and these 2 and charges them. And then you grab your 24 volt out to power your charger. So I'm gonna hold this right here for a second. If you want to pause the video here, you can. Okay. And then I'm gonna go over here because I made a single battery, or single 24 volt pair setup instead of 4 batteries. It's a little easier to see. Same exact thing as this. The only difference is this has a extra set of batteries. So if you get rid of this and the 2 little lines that leave it, it's the exact same setup as this. The reason we run 24 volt in our chargers is because you will only get half the rated output of a charger at 12 volt. So, you know, my ISDT Q8, I believe, is 20 amp, and I'll only get 10 amps max out of it. So running 24 volt is what you want to do. And here's how you do it. I wanted to share that with everybody. And this, in my opinion, beats running a generator. You're not gonna get the amperage off a generator that you will get off of these if you're running a small 1,000 watt generator, 1,500, 2,000 watt. They just won't output what you need for amperage, especially if you're running a power supply. So this is direct 24 volt to the charger, which most of our chargers these days can take up to, I believe, 30 volts, which I kind of wish they would bump that up to 36, because I would run at 36 if I could, which is 3 batteries in a set instead of 2 in a set. So there's one more thing I wanted to say. I don't know, this will just give you, unless you're running like a 4,000 watt, 4,500 watt generator in your helicopter pilot or your pilot that flies a lot, you're not going to be able to recharge as fast as you want to. I charge all my batteries at 2C, so I'm running 5,000 milliampere hour batteries in most of my aircraft, and running at 10 amps. That really limits you. Running an inverter in the truck, also not a great idea. Don't forget that an inverter draws 10 times the current on the AC side to make the current on the DC side. Okay, so if you want to draw 10 amps on the DC side, you're going to be drawing almost 100 off the battery. And I've tested this and seen this many times. So this is the best setup you want to do unless you have a 4,000, 5,000 watt generator. Hope this helps someone. Thank you.